to Chi-Town, it's Bears on the flight. Let me go tune in to Keek on the mic. He gon' make sure we get our news and highlights. When you get on YouTube, you better hit the like.
It has been revealed that Caleb Williams is putting in a ton of extra work as he prepares to make this massive leap going into year 2. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Bears fans, before I go any further with today's episode of Keek on the Mic, I want to just give a huge shout out to all the mama bears out there, including my own mom, my beautiful wife. Thank you so much for being the best wife and mother to our beautiful baby girl. Huge shout out to my sister, my mother-in-law as well, and all the women that mean the most to me. Happy Mother's Day to you guys. Love every single one of you guys. I also want to give a huge shout out to Ben Johnson as it is his birthday. So huge shout out to the man in charge in Ben Johnson. So Bears fans, as we are going through the couple of days of Chicago Bears rookie minicamp, everything is still going well. You guys have probably heard that Luther Burden went down in yesterday's practice due to a midsection injury, but he was able to come back today and practice, so that's obviously good news. I know there's a lot of Bears fans that were pretty scared, including myself, like, oh, here we go again, another receiver getting hurt early in his career, but no, he bounced back today and is able to practice, so that's obviously good news. Obviously, Bears fans around the world are buzzing about guys like Aji Tupelo getting reps at left tackle. He's looking really good. Kyle Monangai is definitely turning heads at rookie minicamp as well. His agility is looking really nice. Honestly, there's been Bears fans buzzing about the running backs coach, Eric Bieniemy, as well. Just for a simple thing. He was like, why are you touching the effing cones, really getting Bears fans fired up and just holding his players accountable. And that was one of the big things when bringing in this new coaching staff compared to the last coaching staff was accountability. So it's really cool to see the new coaches like Eric Bieniemy already holding his players accountable. So it makes it for an exciting training camp when the veterans come back as well. But one thing that really caught my attention, and just wanted to bring it to you guys' attention on today's episode of Keek on the Mic, is what new Bears offensive coordinator Declan Doyle had to say in regard to Caleb Williams. He got the opportunity to meet with the Bears media today. And someone asked him about Caleb Williams, and Doyle revealed that Williams has been putting in a ton of extra work to prepare for this upcoming season. We all know that Williams is going into year 2. And as Bears fans, we are excited to see what Caleb Williams is going to be able to do with a lot more help on the offensive line around him. And of course, with Ben Johnson now being his new head coach / play caller. But this is what Declan Doyle had to say about Caleb Williams putting extra work this offseason. Check this out, Bears fans.
Yeah.
That you didn't know when you took the job.
Yeah. I would say that he is very eager to do work. He's here after hours. He is really trying to get it right. We're giving him scripts, and came in last Saturday, and he's down in there in the indoor trying to walk through it by himself. I think it's really important to him that he gets it right. I think his teammates can feel that. I think his teammates feel a guy that's trying to take the next step, and that it's been a really positive exposure thus far.
Bears fans, first and foremost, this kind of stuff and hearing these type of things really gets me pumped up, because we all know that Caleb Williams has all the talent in the world. We all know that he's really mobile, good arm. He showcased some flashes in his rookie season, right? But usually if you want to be great, it's the work that no one sees you doing is what makes you great, right? Of course, we see clips here and there of Caleb Williams making amazing plays. We saw flashes last season of Caleb Williams making amazing plays on the football field. But sometimes if you want to be great, you have to do the little things when people are not watching. We wouldn't have known that Caleb Williams was putting in extra work. We would have assumed that he was, but we wouldn't have known he was putting in extra work if it wasn't for Bears offensive coordinator Declan Doyle. With that being said, Caleb Williams knows that he is under a ton of pressure, right? He's going into year 2, and even as a rookie, under the circumstances that he was dealt with, right? Lame duck head coach, lame duck offensive coordinator, poor offensive line, right? He had the weapons on the outside, but in terms of coaching, it wasn't there, and it wasn't fair to him. It wasn't fair to anybody on the roster, but he still put up really impressive numbers in my personal opinion on what he was dealt with, right? 3,500 passing yards, 20 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions, with the 87.8 QB rating, especially when you consider how many times he was sacked last season. And of course, we can make the argument, which I don't want to make that about that today. We can make the argument that some of the sacks were on him. But once again, Caleb Williams was dealt with a very shitty situation around him, and he still put up a pretty good rookie season for the Chicago Bears. So now when you look at what, Ryan Poles has done for Williams going into year 2, hired one of the best offensive minds in the league, and Ben Johnson as the new head coach, spent money, a ton of money, to upgrade the offensive line, and Drew Dahlman, Joe Thuney, and Jonah Jackson, and then drafted Aji Trapillo early in the draft as well. So heavily invested in protecting Williams going into year 2. And then obviously with the first 2 picks, drafted him 2 flashy new weapons as well in Colston Loveland and Luther Burden, to go along with what he already has in DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Cole Kmet, and DeAndre Swift as well. So Ryan Poles has invested everything around Caleb Williams to really empower a really good season going into year 2. He basically said, hey, Caleb Williams, we believe in you. We believe that you can take that next step. We believe that you are the franchise quarterback that the Chicago Bears have been looking for the longest time. So you are damn right that Caleb Williams is under a lot of pressure, and not one Bears QB, and I'm going to make this clear on today's episode of Keek on the Mic, not one Bears QB has ever been surrounded by this much talent, talking about a really good, offensive-minded play caller and head coach in Ben Johnson, the way that he's invested in offensive line, the weapons that he has on the outside, even having a top 10 defense. When you're looking at the Chicago Bears, not one Bears QB has ever been surrounded by this much this early in his Chicago Bears career. Ryan Poles has gone all in on Caleb Williams. The coaching staff is all in on Caleb Williams. So now it's up to Caleb Williams to now take that next step. The Bears, even after doing all this offseason and in the draft, it's all up to Caleb Williams on and how he plays to really take the next step. Caleb Williams, with just talent alone, could just do the bare minimum. Say, you know what? I'm talented enough, right? I know that I have good mobility. I have good arm strength. I have Ben Johnson. I'll be okay. But that's not going to help Caleb Williams be great. He has to put in the extra work, the extra time to be great. You cannot do the bare minimum if you want to be great in anything that you do in life. And I guarantee you that, his teammates are recognizing that he is trying to take that leap, right? And they're going to rally around him. Obviously, the coaches like Declan Doyle and Ben Johnson, I'm pretty sure Ryan Poles has seen the extra work that he's been doing. So obviously, they're going to continue to invest in him. Everyone in the Bears organization understands that Caleb Williams is doing all the right things to take the next step. And I understand that he still has to prove it on the field going into year 2, especially with everything around him. But the fact of the matter is, once again, when you're going back to his 2024 season with nothing, right? Not good offensive line play, bad play calling, bad overall head coach, he still threw for 3,500 yards, 20 touchdowns, and only 6 interceptions. Bears fans, if that doesn't get you excited about what Caleb Williams can be for the Chicago Bears for years to come, I'm not sure if I can even call you a Bears fan. And I know we've seen this time and time again, but Caleb Williams showed those flashes that was probably one of the better or best rookie seasons for a Bears QB that we have ever seen, right? He broke records in his rookie season, and now Ryan Poles has invested everything that he needs to take that massive jump going into year 2. So once again, this message to you guys and me trying to report this to you guys and what Declan Doyle had to say about Williams putting extra work to really take that next leap means that he is trying to be great, and he understands that he is under that pressure. He understands that there's no more time for waiting. He has to come in here, even in year 2, and win due to the fact on what Ryan Poles was able to accomplish this offseason by giving him the hottest offensive mind and head coach in Ben Johnson, by upgrading the offensive line in Drew Dahlman, Joe Thuney, and Jonah Jackson, by giving him even more firepower on outsides in Colston Loveland and Luther Burden. Caleb Williams understands that the pressure is now on him, and that's why he's putting in extra work. He understands he has to come in and play well and elevate himself from already a pretty good rookie season, right? And we can realistically see now at this point, Caleb Williams can realistically be the first ever 4,000 yard passer at the quarterback position for the Chicago Bears in history. And that is a big deal. Not to other franchises, right? We've been the laughingstock for years and years and years for never having a quarterback throw for 4,000 or more yards. But now we're looking at a realistic opportunity in year 2 that Caleb Williams can finally reach that feat in Chicago Bears history. So Bears fans, we should be pumped up. Obviously, hearing this little news, and it's really not even that big of a deal. All quarterbacks and all players put in a ton of extra work. But the fact of the matter is, Caleb Williams is taking this seriously. He is doing those mental reps when no one is looking, no one is watching. But I guarantee you, his teammates are taking notice. His coaches are taking notice. Everyone is bought in on Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is bought in on himself, but he has to now come out and perform and win now. There's no more evaluating on him. And I know it may be unfair to him because people are like, oh, he's going into year 2. But no, Ryan Poles has done plenty for him to come out and really put his best foot forward and try to win the Bears some football games and hopefully make the playoffs as soon as this year as well. So once again, just want to come on here and give you guys that quick little update. Definitely got me pumped up. But how do you feel about Caleb Williams putting in that extra work? And also drop what you think his stat line can realistically be down below in the comment section. I think with everything that, Ryan Poles has built for him, and I do understand that they have to build that chemistry with all the new players on the offensive line, all that good stuff. But I think realistically, Caleb Williams can throw for about 41 or 4,200 passing yards, probably have about 30 plus touchdown passes and probably still have 9 to 11 interceptions this year. And that would be a really good season and should lead to hopefully a lot of Bears wins this year. So Bears fans, once again, if you enjoy these episodes right here on Keek on the Mic, make sure you guys continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms and make sure you share this episode of Keek on the Mic with every single Bears that you know. Once again, happy Mother's Day to every single one of you mama Bears out there. But other than that, we'll be back for an all new Bears podcast right here on Keek on the Mic. Thanks, guys. And as always, bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the Mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the Mic. You can go and subscribe cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the Mic.